Actually, this isn't just going to be a video of me sitting here talking. We're actually, later on today, I'm going to visit my dad. And he's got some things that he wants to share with you guys as well. So, and I got some things that might be pretty good. But actually, he's not the only one. So you might have to stick around. Because I got a few people that have some things to say. Okay, I'm back. I'm ready. Hey, what's up you guys? It's Sam and I'm back with another video. And this video is going to be very different. I really debated on if I should post a video like this or not. And bear with me, if you guys haven't clicked off the video yet, I do want to say this. It's not really like a disclaimer because talking about things like this shouldn't really come with a warning label. But if you guys are sensitive to topics such as the LGBTQ plus community or talking about coming out, or if you just flat out don't care about this topic or this subject or anything in between, don't watch the video. I'm saying it right now, just save yourself the time. But honestly, if you were anything like me and you were curious and you wanted like kind of get to know me better and you want to hear about my experiences and my stories and all this stuff like that, or if you're going through the same thing and you're just like, you know, I want to know, like maybe I can relate to that, or if you're just wanting to get to know more about me, then you should probably stick around and watch this video. It's a roller coaster, so you're gonna want to buckle up. So let's just jump right into it. I'm going to start off with saying I have always known that I was bisexual, whether it's like when I was young or when I was older and I was like in my early teens. I didn't really like know that I was bisexual because, but when I look back on things now, it makes me cringe sometimes because when I look back on it and I think like how, you know, like when you're in elementary school, I don't know if it was just me or my friends or people I was around in school, but like when you're younger and people find out what dating is and they talk about their crushes and every girl's going gaga over boys. And my first crushes that I remember, my first crushes were never really boys. And for me, when I think back on it, I remember there was this time, I think I was about 8. I think I was right, about 8 years old. And there was this girl that I had a crush on. And I will never, when I look back on it, I was a ballsy 8-year-old because think about the things that I did when I was a kid, I don't know if that's just because it was before I had like social anxiety and anxiety, but I invited this girl that I had a crush on. I invited her to my birthday party. And I'm not gonna get into details and say like the time, date, place, and all that stuff, because if she somehow watches this video and then she remembers back to that time, I'm gonna die of embarrassment if she remembers. So let's try not to bring up a whole lot from the past, because I really don't want to bring that up and like talk about it, because her and I haven't talked in years and we don't even talk anymore. But anyway, that's not the point. I walked up to her and I flat out told her, and I'm like, hey, I kind of really like you. And she didn't really react. She kind of just sat there. She kind of sat there and she kind of just like ran away. And like that, I was like, is it something I said? Is it something like bad? And so that kind of like steered me away from telling people that I like them. So, because I thought I did something bad. But we're gonna fast forward a little bit to like middle school. And middle school is kind of where things started to fall into place, where I would think back to some things, like what I did when I was 8 at that birthday party when I told the girl that I liked her. And when you're in middle school, like 6th or 7th grade, you start to learn like what being gay is. You learn the terms like queer and gay and all these other terms that people use, and you kind of learn about what being gay is. And so even around the time when I was like 6th or 7th grade, I was starting to wonder, am I gay? I don't know like really what that is. What is that like? That is where your girl here, ever since middle school and all throughout high school, I lived in denial city. Denial city. But then again, let's fast forward a little bit to high school. When you're in high school, at least from my experiences, when you are going to events and you're going to dances, you're going to football games and basketball games and a bunch of social events, and you're meeting new people. And these new people don't know you and they don't know anything about you. So what do we all do now? You don't know anything about somebody, but all you know is their name. You look them up on social media and you look them up on Facebook. And even though you don't know anything about these people, you seeing what those pictures and those posts and those statuses and everything that you see in those tweets lead to your automatic assumption that you think that you know everything there is to know about these people. And I just know when I started going to these other events and people would add me on Facebook, I can't even tell you how many times I've had people ask me. I've had people straight up assume I was gay and didn't even ask me, which, like, at the time, again, I get really defensive. And by the time, when you over the years and you have somebody assuming your sexuality for so long before you are even ready to accept it yourself, you get defensive and you get frustrated and you get angry. And just like the more time it went on, I would get angrier and angrier that people would assume that automatically just from meeting me and seeing my pictures, and they don't even know me. But the more I denied it, the more I didn't want to think about it. So it's like when you have like a big box and you want to pack it away and you never want to see it again. It's like I would put that denial and the idea of being gay, put it in a box, and I would like shove it to like the farthest depths of my mind and not even think about it and push it away like it never even happened. Like I'm like was the queen of being in denial for so long. Like even when I was young, like I said, when I was in middle school, when I first hit high school, that's when I really like started to question myself. And because even when I would go out in public and I would see beautiful girls and then I would see like attractive men, I would be it's so conflicting because I don't know, like, and you don't know how to feel because you see, it's like a ooh and a ah, like they're both good things, but I felt like in my mind, I had to pick one, and I had to mainly pick men over women because a lot of the times, and it's not like anything to do with like my friends or my family, because thankfully I was lucky enough to have very supporting friends and family. But at the longest time, I always thought there was something wrong with me. And I couldn't figure out what it was. And I just didn't want to be somebody that... And I was always a people pleaser still, and I'm not as much anymore, but I just didn't want to disappoint my family. And I was just so conflicted and confused that I didn't know how I felt. And I didn't know how to deal with those feelings because I couldn't just go and talk to somebody when even for myself I couldn't accept it. And for the longest time I didn't want to accept it, so I would just not acknowledge it, that it was even possible. But I want to fast forward and do a little time jump here because I'm not going to state any names for privacy purposes, and I don't even know if this person watches the video. So but fast forward to around graduation time in high school. There was this girl that found me on Instagram, and she DM'd me, Snapchatted me, and she immediately was complimenting me. And she's like, hey, like, you're really beautiful. And she's like, I thought you should know. And she's just like being friendly and being nice. And we literally talked like all day that day. And it wasn't even like quick Snapchats. We were like sending like videos to each other of like, we're having a conversation. And we talked for maybe about like a month and a half maybe, and this girl is gay, by the way, and which is nothing wrong with that, clearly. And this girl, but always like, and she wouldn't always say it, but she would compliment me and like flirt with me, and she's like, and like jokingly say, are you sure you're not gay? Are you sure? You know, and joking around. And it would frustrate me a little bit, but then I would always tell her, and I'm like, nope, then I'm straight. Sorry, you know, I can be your friend, no big deal, and brush it off. And then we just talk and talk some more. Well, fast forward to like maybe about like April, like 2 years ago. And she's like, all we do on Snapchat is like we send each other videos and we're having a conversation. She mentioned the idea of FaceTiming sometime, and she's like, wouldn't it just be easier to just FaceTime? But for me, and like, me personally, like if I FaceTime somebody, I only FaceTime like my friends and like my mom because she has an iPhone. And I only FaceTime people that I'm really close with. And so to me, I don't want to say like it's an intimate thing, but you know what I mean? Like you have close relationships with these people. And I have only been talking to this girl for like a month and a half. We were just friends. And so I FaceTimed her later on that night, and we were talking, and we talked for like hours. And I don't know what it was. It was like late at night, and we were still talking. And she told me, she's like, I don't want you to be upset with me, but I think you're gay, but you're just closeted. That is something that you don't want to tell somebody who was in denial and who was struggling to accept herself. And just for some reason, when she told me that, I got very upset. But the thing is this girl and I kind of just brushed it off, even though I was upset. And so I woke up the next morning and I was like, I just FaceTimed this girl, and I've only known her for like a month and a half. And it sounds weird, don't judge me. This is like my thought process on some things like that. But I was like, I only FaceTime my friends or people I have close relationships with. And I'm like, I've only known this girl for like a month and a half, and I'm already FaceTiming her. I didn't have feelings for her. They weren't like mutual in that way. And I just wanted to be her friend. But ever since like that kind of happened, I stopped talking to her for a little bit because I was still kind of upset about her assumption about me. And I didn't know how to really process it. I didn't really know that after that happened, for some reason, like something clicked. Like something shifted, like that box I was talking about, like kind of like cracked open a little bit, and it was all like the assumptions and everything over the years and time, and just things that I've done and things I've said and things like that. Just kind of, I had to be putting things into perspective, and and it wasn't like an epiphany, like poof, oh, you're bisexual, or oh, you're gay. That makes sense, you know. It wasn't something that just happened overnight for me. When people would always assume, are you gay? My mind never like thought about, I don't want to say like different types of gay, but my mind would always go to gay, like being a lesbian, only liking women automatically. And I would never consider like being pansexual or asexual or bisexual, any of those other things. And I just would immediately get pissed off and get mad because I was like, no, that's not true. What do you see or what do you think about me that says that? And I just, for the longest time, I kind of like had an epiphany a little bit because I put it away for so long. I was like, maybe I should really think about this, because there are things I know I've known and done even when I was little, like the birthday party thing, and just things in general I don't want to bring up and talk about, but things I've done and things that I've said and arguments that I've had with friends and people because of my sexuality and their assumptions. And I woke up one day and I was thinking about it, because I was never like homophobic. I was actually extremely supporting of the LGBTQ plus community, and I was all for it. Like, and I was like, yes, like, go you, that's awesome for you. Yes, be happy, love who you love. And it's just, for some reason, when it came to me, I would get mad and frustrated and angry, but I'm like, why am I getting so angry and so frustrated over something that's not a bad thing? Did you ever at one point think that I was bi before I ever came out?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. You weren't a normal little girl. I mean, you weren't. It's true though.
I know. If you had any advice to give to any parents who have ever had a child coming out to them, is there any advice that you'd like to be able to give?
Just simply love your kids because they're your kids.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make them a different person because they like people of the same sex or people of a different sex or both, they're still your kids. It's not going to change your relationship. Personal feelings about what other people, like those people you have to see on the street every day do, those perceptions shouldn't apply to your kids. Because you love your kids when they do something stupid or they hurt themselves or whatever. You love your kids no matter what.
We have the accepting part down. You are starting to accept yourself, but now you gotta tell other people, eventually. And I just want to say to anybody that is struggling with their sexuality and wanting to come out, coming out is like your own thing. Like, it's your own time. Take your time. Because it is. It's not something that you can rush. It's really not. And if it's something that you want to rush, then you just want to get it over with, then that's fine. But honestly, from my experience, I can tell you, if you just want to rush and get it over with, you're not ready. You are learning about yourself, and coming out is a whole different ballgame than learning to accept yourself. Because I know every single time I came out, it got easier and easier, but and I'm one of those people that I don't like to deal with my emotions. I know this. I know it's not healthy to do, but that's just how I am, and I'm trying to say, hey, something is wrong, or something is bothering me, and which I've gotten a lot better about doing. But I would not show emotion when I was upset. Every time I would come out to someone, I cried. Every single time. I don't even think there was one time where I didn't at least shed a couple tears or anything like that. Like, I cried. And it's very hard to lay it all on the table. But it's hard. It's for me, that was really, really difficult for me to do. And it's just, if you're questioning yourself, or if you're unsure, or if you're already out, it is okay. Everything is okay. And for anybody that is struggling and they're wanting to come out, or if they just don't know, I just want to tell you, it is okay. You are perfect the way that you are as a person. Whether you're straight or not, you are perfect as a person. You are your own individual. I love you, and it is okay. So hi everybody, this is my Aunt Kat. And I actually just recently found out, and I didn't know this before, that you actually identify as pan.
Yep.
And I just wanted to stop by, and I wanted to see if you had any experiences that you would want to share, or...
Honestly, I didn't know I was pan until I was 30.
Okay.
It was something I didn't even know existed.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 20, I was confused about if I was bisexual because I found both men and women attractive,
Mm-hmm.
but I realized I was more attracted to who they were as a person, their character, and how they treated people, more than really about their gender.
Mm-hmm.
So when I found pansexuality through Google search, I was like, oh, well, that explains everything.
This is a real thing.
Yeah. So
Right.
it really helped put it together for me.
And I also have to ask, because you are a mother,
Mm-hmm.
is there any advice that you would want to give to any parents out there that may have children that are coming out or have already come out, but maybe if they don't know how to receive it and how to handle it?
Patience. And a lot of asking lots of questions. The more you can understand where your kids are coming from and how they feel, the more you can understand and love them anyway. Like your dad said, your kids can't change who they are. You gotta accept them and love them for who they are.
Yeah.
And I always thought that about with my kids before I was a parent. Like, how do you can't just reject them and say, bye, I don't love you anymore.
Right,
You know,
right.
you can't do that.
No.
Parents' love is unconditional.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, what you do or who you are. So I would just say, lots of knowledge, lots of questions, and try to understand.
Yeah. And plus, like, it's just, you just gotta love your kids.
Right.
Like, and even though I'm not a parent, I don't think I would, whether my future kids are gay, straight, tall, short, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Right.
I could never not love my kids. It's just, like you said, that unconditional love.
Exactly.
But I want to thank you for being on camera and being open and being able to share things like that, because I know it's probably going to help people that probably need it.
Exactly.
So
That's the whole point.
Yeah, it is. That's why I'm opening up right here and letting a lot of you guys know a lot of things you probably don't need to know about me. But let's get back to the video. I do have to say, if you are somebody like me who has never, and I'm gonna be honest, I have never been with a girl. I've never dated a girl. I haven't yet. And for those of you that are skeptical about things like this, let me break things down for you. You know when you are attracted to someone physically. Whether it's a guy or a girl, doesn't matter. Whether they're blue, green, tall, short, whatever, it doesn't matter. You physically know what you feel towards another being, whether you're attracted to someone or not. I don't physically have to be with a woman, and I don't have to physically be with a man to know that I'm attracted to them. You can just be around somebody and just, it's like when you see somebody attractive at the mall and you're like, oh, well, they're really attractive. Do you know them? No, you don't. Have you ever gotten physical with them? No, but you know you're attracted to them. I know I shouldn't have to validate myself, but I know I am not the only person who has came out and hasn't been with somebody of the same sex or same gender as them. But you know emotionally and mentally what you feel. And it's not some infatuation. It's really not. I can promise you this, when I see a beautiful girl, it's not that I want to get with her, and every girl that I see, I want to get with them. And I wanted to throw that out there because I feel like if somebody is just holding back on accepting themselves just because they haven't been with somebody of the same gender, you're not alone. You are somebody who should be validated just as much as somebody who has been with somebody of the same gender. You know, we're all human. We all know how we feel about other people. And it's just, you just know. I just wanted to share and be a little vulnerable with you guys because I feel like this video and just all these experiences could help someone, especially when they need it the most. I know I've been in those shoes a couple times where I just felt alone and I needed to connect. And I needed to connect, whether it was with someone I know or I didn't, and I felt completely lost, and YouTube was kind of the help for me. And I appreciate the people that post videos like this and are willing to be vulnerable like this. And I wanted to say these things because if you're someone that's struggling, I want you to know that you're not alone. Take your time. Everything will work out the way that it should. Just how everything in life works out. Things may get rough sometimes, but that's okay because it works out in the end. I promise you. I pinky promised you earlier, okay? It will get better. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching and taking your time to watch such a personal video. It's just something different. I thought you guys would enjoy it. Maybe get to know me a little bit better. Just a little. But I don't know. I hope this helps some people that are going through those same struggles or same thing that I went through. But you guys know the drill. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a big old thumbs up for me. And you know about that little red rectangle down there. You know, this guy right here. That's a red subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'm trying something new. School is almost done. School is just about out, so maybe I'll be coming up with more videos more often, and it's not going to be like once every month or 2 months or whatever. Maybe, hopefully, I'll be coming out with more videos more often. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I love you guys so much. And I know I say that every video, but I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for taking your time watching this video. And I'll be seeing you guys really soon. Alright, I love you guys so much. Mwah! And I'll see you guys really soon.